The Millennium Tower is now tilting more than 29 inches at the northwest corner.
Even as they attempted to fix the sinking, the problem is getting worse.
They've already installed 18 piles to bedrock, and the city now says that's enough.
So the consequences, if you don't get it right, are pretty severe.
The timing is less than ideal because the sea level is rising at the same time.
Today, I'm going to critique the corner unit on the 56th floor of Millennium building in San Francisco, and then I'm going to give it a penthouse score at the end of the video. So if you ever decide to buy, remodel, or build a high-rise like this, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin, Haddad. I'm the guy who makes sure you have the highest resale value when you buy, remodel, or build your dream home. Let's watch this video together.
In the heart of San Francisco, 56 stories above the city, is a home with views that stretch from the Bay Bridge to the Pacific, and a level of privacy and luxury reserved for the world's elite. Most people think this infamous building's story ended with controversy.
This building is sinking.
But what they don't know is that it's been transformed into the city's most exclusive opportunity. This is not just a condo, it's a sky-high sanctuary with private elevator access.
This building is also leaning by 28 or 29 inches at the top, and once it reaches 40, the elevators will stop working, and you have to evacuate the building.
We have to evacuate!
And every luxury amenity you can imagine. Will you be one to claim the city's most coveted address before it's gone?
What do you mean before it's gone? Look, what are you playing reverse psychology?
What would your daily reality transform into if you woke up every morning in Unit 5060?
Thank God. One more day. I really appreciate it. It's like, you know, they say like you have to think about dying to live happy. This comes with the building. It's one of the amenities. It's part of the HOA.
Let me paint you a picture of this extraordinary exclusive lifestyle. Come on.
I don't want to.
Come on.
No, I don't want to go in. Please.
Come on.
No, don't do this. I'll go in so you don't have to. Subscribe if you already haven't. Risking my life for you guys.
Imagine yourself starting your day with sunrise over the Bay Bridge, with coffee in hand, watching the city come alive beneath you.
As you wake up, the light absolutely floods this 2,230 square foot space through walls of glass that showcase views most people only see in postcards.
Okay, I think I should show you guys the layout first because they don't go through the unit in a systematic way and that's going to confuse you. So let me show you the layout, and there's one big flaw that you should spot by the end of the video. I'm not going to tell you right now, but let me walk you through the layout. You come into the door, you've got a foyer, you've got a little coat closet right here, which is going to come handy. This is San Francisco. And then you come over here, here's your powder room / shower. Now this shower is important. Why? Because you have a den over here that could function as a bedroom because it can use this shower. Now you have an in-unit laundry area, extra storage over here. Now this is the corner unit magic right here. You've got the couch over here. You got enough room for dining, and you got an open kitchen with an island. Really, really good. And then you come over here. Here's your primary unit. It has a huge bathroom and a big walk-in closet and another walk-in closet over here. And then you get kind of a semi-corner view to what? A really good view. It is perhaps one of the best units view-wise in the whole Millennium Tower. And then you have your secondary bedroom over here with a bathroom, okay? Now, figure out the flaw. I'll come back to you.
Imagine getting ready for the day in this primary bathroom with double vanity, gorgeous stone finishes, and that sense of sanctuary that's so important in a primary suite.
Well, let's talk about the finishes. Pretty neutral, and it's still relevant. What, 10 years after the building was finished? This is really good. And this is the magic of doing really not busy finishes, especially if you want to rent them out in the future. Ideal. Again, it's not going to score really well at the end of the video, but the fact that, you know, it's still relevant today, it's a positive.
These aren't just any windows. They are literally from floor to ceiling glass that frames the Bay Bridge so perfectly that it looks like it was built just for this beautiful view.
We have a problem. The HOA will fine you $5,000 if you open the windows. Why? Because apparently some of them have been falling down on people downstairs. And that's a whole nother problem. But when settling happens in any residential project, one of the first places you notice it is in door frames, window frames, and you start seeing cracks because that frame is not perfectly square anymore. Either the door gets stuck or the window gets stuck or it opens. And that's the first sign. And probably the second one is start seeing horizontal cracks going around the exact same locations. And those are signs that you've made a big, big mistake.
I've shown hundreds of properties with Bay Bridge views. This is on another level entirely. On foggy mornings, you're literally above the clouds, looking down at the mist rolling across the city.
Yeah, and looking at all the other buildings. Now, the funny thing is that this was designed to be the tallest residential building in San Francisco at the time when it was built. Now, that doesn't mean they're not taller commercial buildings next to you. So the view is very spotty. To spot the Bay Bridge, you have to look between two buildings to see it. But more importantly, Bay Bridge is not even that good of a view. It's not a pretty bridge. Like Golden Gate would have been way nicer than the Bay Bridge.
The bedroom configuration here is pretty special for San Francisco. You get 2 spacious bedrooms, each with its own bathroom and walk-in closet, plus a 3rd full bath off the main living area. If you've been looking at luxury condos in the city, you know how rare it is to find this kind of space without compromising on either the bedrooms or the living areas.
And now imagine while you're finishing up cooking, your friends are gathered around this beautiful centered island in this true chef's kitchen, all in the right tools.
Not a bad kitchen. I'm starting to trick myself into liking it. But let's analyze it objectively. It's open to the living room, the dining area, family room. You get 2 exposures, the front and the side. You have a great island with seats under it. You have plenty of setback between the island and the counter so 2 people can cross each other very easily. And it's in the heart of the house. It's in the central best location of the property. Very, very good. But did you spot the flaw? I'm going to pause the frame soon and it's going to be your time to spot the flaw. So pay attention.
And with that backdrop of twinkling city lights as your dinner party stretches into the evening, it's perfect.
And on the weekends, you might go for a morning swim in the saltwater pool, a private movie screening with friends, and a stroll through Salesforce Park when you want some green space.
Now, this Salesforce Park was a controversy as to why this building is leaning. Okay, apparently it had nothing to do with it, but the builders were claiming it had something to do with it. Now, beside the whole leaning and sinking issue, did you spot the flaw? I give you 3 more seconds. Look at the layout. 3, 2, 1. The 2 main bedrooms in this unit are attached to each other. And that's never a good thing for a 2-bedroom condo. Why? You want that separation. You want that privacy. The best layout for a 2-bedroom condo is to have a bedroom on each side of the living room and have the living room and the kitchen area separating these 2 bedrooms. And it doesn't matter if you have a young kid, older kid, because condos are relatively not that big of a distance to walk anyways. But by giving that separation, you make the unit more valuable and more desired. And this unit just doesn't have it. Now, the funny thing is that the units below this, and a lot of lower floors, there are 5 units in the building. So the D unit on the lower floors, it has this. So if I was looking at this building to purchase and I could get a great deal on a 2-bedroom that have that separation, I would take that over here when the view is almost the same.
And you can spend the afternoon in the Ferries Building Farmers Market just a few steps away.
You can see the Salesforce Park from your unit and walk to the Embarcadero waterfront.
Lots of San Francisco's world-class dining are all just minutes away, making this both a sanctuary.
Did she just say sanctuary, legacy property, trophy property? Okay, what she's implying that the property prices have come down and apparently by 40%, okay, since they were purchased. There's a lot of good examples. You can look it up. But depending on the type of the unit, it has come down by, 40% prices since 2016 or 2013, let alone the appreciation, okay? So big problem. But they're trying to position it as a good deal right now, okay? Because they've spent $100 million to fix the building. Now, fixing the building did not go so smoothly. They decided to do, I think, 52 caissons into earth to stabilize it. But after a year or so, while they were doing this, the building started leaning even more, sinking at a faster pace, so they stopped. And then they realized if they just do 18 caissons on only one side of the property and hit the bedrock, it will fix it. And since then, it has stopped leaning from that side, but it started sinking from the center. Okay? Apparently, it's at a safe rate right now, going, only 1/10 of an inch per year. but people are still very scared of the situation. Now, there are other issues also in San Francisco. Mind you, we're between two major fault lines, okay? So there's San Andreas and the Hayward fault line. And at the same time, this area is very close to a flood zone. And when you have extreme weather, if we have a mega storm, water coming in, again, couple things have to happen at the same time. It could be very dangerous. I obviously think this is not a good investment for anyone. But if you're a type of guy who likes to buy options on triple Qs, you might want to consider this, but not for me or any of my clients.
This is what I call legacy ownership, a trophy property with renewed appreciation potential following the successful engineering work.
You're joining a community of accomplished neighbors from tech, finance, and international business who value privacy, quality, and thinking long-term.
Long-term. I would call them survivors. That's what I would call them. You see, all the elements that they just mentioned, that they fixed all the problem stuff, it's not helping the prices at all. Recently, the top unit, there's a one unit at the top, which was purchased in 2016 for $13 million. It just recently sold in 2025 for, I believe, $9 million. Now you're thinking $4 million loss. But if you consider how much home prices and apartment complex prices have appreciated in San Francisco from 2016 before COVID, it's a way bigger loss than that.
As a grand residence owner, you get 24/7 concierge service. They make daily life smoother in 100 little ways. Unit 5060 has a dedicated wine locker. Perfect way to preserve your wine.
The fitness facilities here make most gym owners jealous.
There's a fully equipped fitness center with separate Pilates and yoga studios.
You're basically getting a luxury health club in your building.
The aquatic amenities are what really set this place apart from other high-rises in the city.
Just imagine starting your morning exercise routine with this 75-foot lap pool, salt water, heated perfectly to 82.5 degrees.
Okay, this is really rare. 4-lane swimming pool this size. Not even the newest buildings have anything like this. On the amenity front, the building does really, really well.
Add in the spa and the steam room, and you've got your own private wellness retreat just an elevator ride away.
For entertaining, there's a private theater and a beautiful club lounge that's perfect for hosting gatherings or just relaxing with neighbors.
That theater was hideous, perhaps one of the worst I've seen. It didn't even level up. It was like a half step for the seat behind you. Like, what if someone tall sits in front of you? That should have been completely renovated, but apparently the money's going towards foundation work right now.
The exclusive Millennium Tower parties that they host are really a sight to see. For example, on July 4th, you get to use the entire outdoor terrace and experience the fireworks. Their biggest event is the holiday parties that Millennium Tower hosts.
Can you imagine going to one of these parties? Are we going to make it, guys? Is this the last Christmas party? No, I mean, look, the vibe and energy of the whole community changes. Like, you know how you have small talk with people? Like that, the whole like spirit of the community becomes the issues of the building. And that's never a good thing. You never want to feel that way. Like, even if you have full assurance that the building is great, just having to deal with the weight of it all, right? The bad press of it all. It's just, why would you deal with it? But guess what? If you make a mistake, you have no choice. You really become prisoner to your own house or condo for this matter. Why? Because majority of the people who've bought this, they're underwater. If the prices have come down 40% since 2013, if they put 20%, 30%, they still can't sell it. If they sell it, they have to put money back into the deal, which you really become a prisoner. Like this is a true example. And that's why I always recommend my clients, if you're planning to buy within a building, try to stay away from brand new constructions. It's much safer to purchase a building that is 5 or 7 years old. And I don't care if it was done by an award-winning architect or amazing designers and they've won a bunch of awards. In fact, this building had won all these awards before they found out everything that's gone wrong with it. It doesn't mean crap, okay? It does not. It really, you pay for these awards and anybody can get an award. It's complete BS.
Let's talk about the engineering work that's transformed this building.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, this is the building that made headlines for some settling issues. What most people don't realize is how comprehensive the 100 million foundation retrofit has been. The work is now complete, with 18 steel reinforced concrete piles drilled all the way down to the bedrock. We're talking 250 feet below the building.
You see, they should have done this from the very beginning, okay? They kind of went for using friction to hold the property, the whole building together. So they stuck it all the way down here. But when the water levels underneath the area, and this is an area close to flood zone, when the water levels change, that friction doesn't work the same way. So to make sure you're absolutely secure, you have to go all the way down to the bedrock. Now, the funny thing is, the CEO and founder of Salesforce, when they were building their, that's the tallest tower in San Francisco now, it's right next to this one. When they were building it, he tweeted, "We've reached bedrock," kind of like giving a hint to this people in this building, like, our building is safe. Well, which it's really not, because God forbid, if a massive earthquake happens or something really terribly goes wrong, this building, if it falls on one side, it could really damage a lot of other buildings around it.
The San Francisco Department of Building Inspection has signed off on the retrofit's effectiveness. For earthquake safety, the building now meets or exceeds San Francisco's 2016 seismic standards for new tall buildings.
That doesn't mean anything. You know why? Because when this building was being constructed, who do you think approved those plans? They didn't just come up with the plans and start construction. The city approved the plans. So now that the building and safety has put the stamp on it, to me, it's not like, oh, we're all done, okay? And this element will always stay with the building, okay? You might be okay with it, but most people would not be okay, and they shouldn't. Your primary residence should be the safest thing where you hold your family and yourself, and it's not something you should risk when there's so many other great opportunities. In fact, I think the biggest arbitrage is in residential real estate. It's so emotional. People make so many mistakes, and that's why I've created my channel. I dedicated to eliminating buyer's remorse in real estate, because there's such a big gap.
An independent engineering design review team has verified all the safety measures, giving that crucial third-party confirmation that everything's been done right.
The most recent monitoring results from 2025 show no new reportable conditions or adverse movement. That means this building is performing exactly what the engineers intended.
Why are you doing this to yourself? You're a real estate agent. Why are you putting your neck on the line when you can probably even read and understand and comprehend the engineering reports on yourself? Come on, a commission is not worth it. Like, you can do a representation on this building. I have no problem with it. As long as you say, look, I'm not an expert in this field, okay? I'm representing the seller. You should get a buyer's agent to help you. And that's what you should do. But you shouldn't try to pretend, you have all the information and put your own neck on the line. It's a horrible idea as a real estate agent to do that. You should stay away, ask the seller to provide all the forms and information and give it to the buyer's agent, okay? And you step away. Do not try to convince people of building safety. You're putting a huge liability and your own conscience. God forbid something bad happens. Not a good idea. I do not recommend it to real estate agents to get involved in any of these material. It's not your job. They should get an inspector. They should get an expert to come review it. You don't need to be the spokesperson for the building to make a commission.
If you like to experience these breathtaking views with exceptional amenities in person, I'd love to be your guide.
And if you're looking to build or design or purchase your dream home, I would love to be that third-person unbiased guide to you. I'm very proud to say the biggest portion of the people in my consulting services are tech founders, CEOs, and executives. They trust me because I've figured out the mathematical, analytical part of residential real estate in my 10 principles by reverse engineering feelings, goosebumps, from when I've walked billionaires and ultra-wealthy individuals through ultra-luxury properties. Instead of trying to convince them to purchase something, I listened, I asked questions, I looked at their reaction, and I've come up with these principles So when I'm consulting with you, I'll make sure you will have the highest resale value, the lowest risk, the least amount of expenses, and the fastest time with confidence decision making. Here's the QR code. I would love to be that resource to you. Okay, let's give it an Arvin score. Location, south of Market, super convenient. Like you're really close to the rest of San Francisco, but you're also very close to South Bay, cross the bridge. It's really easy to get to anywhere else in the whole Bay Area from over here, or at least in the city. I'm going to give it an 8. Building amenities. Look, there are amazing things about this building as far as swimming pool, gym. It has everything you can think of. It's just dated. And for that reason, I'm going to give it an 8. HOA. Look, it's a 0. There's things in life that are binary, including your life, right? The safety of your children, your wealth, generational, passing it to the next generation, and it gets a flat 0. If I would have given it a negative number if I could. Privacy. Look, your living quarters is private from the bedrooms, but you do have a bunch of office buildings looking into you, and you still have a neighbor above and below you. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 6. Unit orientation. You're east facing, but you do also get that south orientation for the bedrooms. I'm going to give it a 7. Architectural style. I'm not a big fan of all these glass buildings. I think they all look the same. I think they're going to age really, really bad in the next 20, 30 years. I'm going to give it a 5. Views. Look, you're high enough. It's spotty. You got to look between the windows. It is a corner unit, so you get different exposures. That's good. But your focal point is Bay Bridge, and Bay Bridge is good, but it's nothing to really brag about. And for that reason, it's going to get a 6. Layout. You do have a foyer, which is a nice thing for a condo. And then you do have the wow factor. You see the view right off about center. And then the connectivity of the kitchen, family room, dining area was fantastic. That little den that could have functioned as a TV room was also really good. But then your 2 main bedrooms are right next to each other, and that was a negative. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Scale and volume. Look, the family room was fantastic. It had that volume, but the ceiling heights was nothing to really brag about. The bedrooms were average at best. I can't give it anything more than a 5. Finishes. Look, I think when this property came out was probably an 8.5, 9. It was like ultra luxury, but not really bespoke. And it has aged really well, gracefully. I will give it a 6.5. Here's the Arvin score. If you want to see the craziest penthouse in New York City, watch this video. And if you want to join the inner circle, I would love to be a resource to you over here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.